snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today to do a book review, and the book that I am going to be reviewing is Lock-In by John Scalzi. This is my first John Scalzi read, and I had never read anything by him before, and I didn't love it, but I definitely enjoyed it. And I read this as part of the BookTube SFF Awards, and I'm glad that it gave me the opportunity to actually pick up a John Scalzi book, because I've been hearing from people like Lindsay Ray and loads of others that John Scalzi is a great writer. Now, I enjoyed this book. This book basically focuses on the aftermath of this big virus infection that has sort of infected loads of people in the world. It's affected so many, in fact, that a large percentage of the world has been affected by this illness, which is called lock-in, and it basically means that you are paralysed within your body and you cannot move or do anything at all, but your brain is completely fine, it's totally awake, and you're just trapped. So it is a really horrible real-life syndrome and real-life condition that John Scalzi has decided to focus on. And I thought it was really interesting because he follows, it's basically a crime detective novel set after the aftermath of this. They haven't been able to necessarily find a cure, but they have been able to find ways that people who have this lock-in disease can use their brain in sort of special bodies that they've designed and things like that. So it's kind of a really interesting take on the aftermath of this scenario, this dystopian aftermath. I really liked the way that he did things in this book. I think there were some great moments that sort of made me think, how would people have dealt with this if it was a real problem and a real serious threat to Earth? How would people deal with the aftermath? And I think he handled that element so well. The main characters that we're following are Chris Shane, who is one of the characters who is locked in, and he basically has the ability to switch from body to body because his actual body is stored in his parents' house, and so he can basically act as a kind of go-between, and he can jump around using his brain. He can like wire into these bodies that are specifically designed for locked-in people, and he is able to travel around and live a sort of fulfilled life even though he is paralysed and his body is sort of in containment at home. He can still live a life, and he is a detective, and he gets paired up with a new partner, and he's fairly new to the job, and she seems to be quite an interesting character. She has some sort of shady background that he doesn't necessarily want to pry too much into, but on the whole I thought it was an interesting concept that he had focused on the aftermath and just this sort of crime adventure story, as opposed to focusing on the actual events that went on and the terror and the panic. I liked that. I enjoyed that he didn't necessarily go for the obvious route, but equally I didn't feel like I connected with the characters. Crime is a genre that I struggle with. I don't always enjoy crime books, and I haven't read loads of them, but those that I have read, I've only enjoyed one series, so I'm very picky when it comes to crime, and I just don't think that crime is a genre that really gels with me because it's very fast-paced, it's all about the mystery, it's all about discovering things, and I really like watching crime TV shows, but I can't get into them reading, and this was the same. I just didn't connect with the characters that much. I found the concepts interesting, but I didn't find that the pacing or the characterization was fully what I wanted it to be. I felt as though it was all very fast and there were a lot of things happening all at once, which was good because it kept me interested, but not so good because it meant that I wasn't necessarily loving it and I wasn't necessarily enjoying the characters as much as I could have been. So on the whole, it was a fun read. It was very fast-paced. I think I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you have any other recommendations of John Scalzi, then I would like to try out potentially his Old Man's War series, as I hear that that is a good one from lots of people. So let me know if you think that there are other series of his I might enjoy more. But this one was fun, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't my favourite sci-fi of all time or anything like that. It was far from it. It was just an okay, likeable read with some good moments and also some bad ones. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about the